Hey YouTube fam, every year during the holidays I upload a gratitude practice across all platforms, just a free practice from me saying thank you for being here, being a part of this community, for practicing, for moving your body, for taking care of yourself in this way. And then ultimately we get to spread little bits of the goodness that we take from our practice out into the world with us. And that is my hope and my kind of dream for the yoga practice, is that we all get to be more full versions of ourselves that we get to take out into our households and communities and into the greater world, into the world that we exist in and the lives that we touch throughout our existence on the planet. So that may be a big and lofty mindset to go into this practice with, but this will be a funky, playful, strong practice. And I hope you have fun with it. As a reminder, I do have an online yoga studio called The Kula, where I upload at least 3 new classes every single week. So if you want more frequent uploads than what I put here on YouTube, I'll put a code for you to have a month free below. I also have some sales going on around the holidays for my asana deck, which is a deck of flashcards to learn the names of yoga postures in both Sanskrit and English, as well as some upcoming courses. I have new teacher training courses launching that are both online and in person. I have an online anatomy course for yoga teachers, an upcoming philosophy course for yoga teachers, and some new in-person dates as well for both 200 and 300 hour trainings, and getting some new retreats in the works as well. So lots of ways to tap into this little community, this bubble of practitioners across the interwebs. And above anything, just thank you for being here. Thank you for practicing with me. Let's go ahead and start this practice in a child's pose. So knees wide, big toes together, hips to heels, and crawl the arms out long to the top of the mat. Let these first moments simply be an arrival space. And start to invite in a breath that's a little longer and a little slower. Slow and steady in and out through the nose. And grounding finger pads and knuckle pads into the mat. Maybe you see if you can lift the elbows up off of the floor, making this shape a little more active. Round through the back body as you shift forward towards a tabletop position. And then right away, open across the heart space as you send the hips right back to the heels. So I want you to think cat-cow in the spine as you round forward and you wave back. Round as you shift forward, back of the heart lifts to the sky. Sink the belly towards the floor, open across the heart as you pull the hips to the heels. Let's add breath. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale rolls you back. Couple more. In breath, round forward. Out breath, hips to heels. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands back towards you, coming all the way to a seat on the shins, so bump the knees all the way together. As you find the hips to the heels, can you plant the fingertips behind you? Drive the shins into the floor and lift the hips up. It might be a small lift. We're not going for a full camel pose. I want you to focus on an engagement in the legs, so press the shins into the floor. Strong into the glutes, tuck the tailbone towards the heels. As you send the hips back down to the heels, reach the fingertips up and over. Exhale, cactus elbows, open the heart. Hands drop to interlace behind the back. Let the fingers chase the toes. Shoulder blades pull together. You're welcome to stay lifted here, or you could fold over the legs as they are. On your next inhale, come back up through the middle. Release the hands. Come to standing on the shins, this time driving the hips forward, arms reach up and over. Once again, cactus the elbows, open the heart. Now into a soft camel's pose. In breath, arms up and over. Hands find the floor, tabletop position. Take some circles on the wrists. Forward, side, back, other side, just rolling it around. Switch the direction of your circles. Downward dog, lift the knees, pull the hips up and back. Take a moment here to pedal at the feet, bend into one knee, bend into the other knee, shift the hips side to side. On your next inhale, sweep the right toes high, bend into the right knee and open up the hip. Option to drop the left forearm down to the floor as you take some circles with the right leg. So carving out space from the right hip joint. You might wiggle into the ankles or the toes, ankle or toes of the right foot. Shift forward, pull the right knee to the right elbow. Slide the knee up to the right armpit and then all the way down to the right wrist. Up to the armpit, down to the wrist. And then you lift and lower and lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, pigeon pose. Right knee lands at the right wrist. Left toes slide long behind. Set the hands up like you would for oscillating cobra. And then 3 times, roll the heart down to tap the right shin. And lift back up to the top. Roll it to top. And lift it up. One more on your own. As you lift up to the top, drop your weight onto the right hip. Swing the left leg around so that left foot plants in front of you. Right foot plants next to the left foot. Reach the fingertips forward and roll your way down to the back body. Take this as slow as you like. The slower you go, the spicier it becomes. As you find the bottom, walk the heels all the way into the glutes. See if you can even hold on to the ankles here, and if you can't, then let that go. Drive into the heels. Lift the hips up, bridge pose. A bump of the inner thighs in towards each other. A tuck of the tailbone down towards the backs of the knees. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the hips down. Pull the right knee into the chest, cross the right ankle over the left knee. So you've got a reclined pigeon shape. But now let the legs drop over to the left. Bottom of the right foot finds the floor off to the left side of the mat. Keep the figure 4, come back through the middle. Left foot plants to the floor. Lift the hips up, figure 4 bridge pose. Lower the hips down, drop the legs to the left. Bottom of the right foot finds the floor. 2 more times like that. Come back through the middle. Lift the hips up. Lower the hips down. Drop the legs to the left. Last time, bring the legs back through the middle. Drive into the left heel, lift the hips up, this time pausing at the top. Pull the right knee into the chest, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the hips back down to the floor, this time pulling both knees into the chest. Rock up and down the spine a couple of times. Take your time here. We eventually meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. So you'll plant the feet with or without the help of the hands. Lift the hips up, Uttanasana. Clasp opposite elbows. Take a little sway left and right. Could be a little bounce. Release fingertips down towards the floor. 1 vertebra at a time, roll your way all the way up to stand. Reaching fingertips up and over at the top. On your exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Knees bend, pull the palms to touch at the heart. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other on the back body. And then knit the low ribs down towards the top of the hips. Take an in-breath here. Forward fold as you exhale. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Bend the elbows lower halfway, chaturanga. Press right back to the top. 2 more times, lower halfway, knees can always drop. Press it up. Last time, lower halfway, hold. And then lower all the way to the belly, right into your locust pose. Lift the heart and toes. Arms are either to airplane wings, or you could play with an interlace of the hands behind the back. Pull the shoulder blades onto back body. You're lifting not just the feet up off the floor, but the knees up off the floor. And release, let it go. Hands slide under shoulders, tuck the toes. Plank pose, press all the way up to the top. And then wave back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the left toes high. Bend left knee, open hip. Option to soften the right forearm down to the floor as you take some big circles with the left leg. Shift forward, right forearm lifts. Pull the left knee to left elbow, pause there. Can you slide the left knee down to the left wrist and then all the way up to the left elbow? Armpit. And then lower down to the wrist and up to the armpit, wrist, armpit, wrist, armpit. 5, 4, 3, 2, pigeon pose, left knee to left wrist. Slide the right toes along behind you. Set up like you would for oscillating cobra, hands wide, tent the fingers. Roll the heart down to the left shin, and then lift up to the top. 2 more on your own. Next time you find the top, pause there. Drop your weight onto the left hip, sweep the right leg all the way around. Plant the right foot in front of you, and then the left foot in front of you. Fingers reach forward, roll your way down to the back body. Take it slow, integrating the core into the movement pattern. As you lower all the way to the back, we're headed up towards bridge pose. You might see if you can walk the heels all the way to the glutes and even hold on to the ankles. If that's out of reach, let it go. Drive into the heels, lift the hips up. Bridge pose. Can you think of knitting the rib cage, the low ribs down towards the hip bones, tuck the tailbone. Send the hips high for 5, 4, 3, 2. Release, let it go. Left ankle stacks on top of right knee. So you're in this reclined pigeon shape, arms out to a T, or down by the sides. Let the legs drop over to the right so that the bottom of the left foot finds the floor. Think left knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Come back through the middle, right foot plants to the floor. Lift the hips up, figure 4 bridge pose. Lower the hips down. Let the legs drop over to the right. Come back through the middle, plant into the right foot, hips lift. We've got 1 more round, hips lower. Legs drop over to the right. Inhale back through the middle, right foot plants. Exhale, lift the hips up, figure 4 bridge pose. Again, this time, pull the left knee into the chest, hips stay lifted. Extend the left foot up towards the ceiling, send the hips a little higher. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the hips back down to the floor. Pull both knees into chest. Hands find the backs of the thighs and rock up and down the spine. Plant the feet, forward fold at the top of the mat, lift the hips up. Roll your way to stand 1 vertebra at a time. Sweep the fingertips up and over. Chair pose at Katasana, knees bend, thumbs pull to heart. Sink the hips an inch lower. Dig all 10 toes into the mat. Exhale, forward fold, lift the hips up. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold, plant hands. Plank pose, step back. Elbows bend, lowering you halfway. Then again, we'll press up to the top. 2 more times, lower half. Press it up. Last time, this time we lower half and then pull through upward facing dog or any sort of back bend you like here. Roll over the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. A slow and steady breath in here, fill all the way up. And then sigh it out, let it go. Come onto toes, bend into knees. Exhale, step, walk, hop, play. Could be a handstand, however you journey feet to the top of the mat. In breath, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. In-breath, rise to stand. Sweep the fingertips all the way up and over. Chair pose as you exhale, Utkatasana, knees bend. This time shift onto toes, heels lift, arms to airplane wings. Slowly lower the hips all the way to the heels. You're in a toes pose. Reach the arms up and over. We're gonna meet from here in a downward dog. It could be that you plant the hands for crow pose along the way, or you could step straight back, hop back, move through a vinyasa. Eventually we meet in a downward facing dog. Child's pose, always a welcome place to land in. We'll take a couple more rounds of that modified sun salutation. Come onto toes, bend knees. Exhale, step, walk, hop, float, however you carry feet to hands. In-breath, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Shift to toes, heels lift. Slow lower hips all the way to heels. As you get there, drive off the toes. Heels are lifted high. Thighs are chasing the rib cage. Arms reach up and over for 5, 4, 3, 2. Downward dog is the next place we meet. A step back, a hop back, a vinyasa, a crow pose, a handstand. Let's take 2 more rounds of that. Come onto toes, bend knees. Exhale, step, walk, hop, feet to hands. In breath, halfway lift. Out breath, fold. In breath, rise to stand, sweep it up. Chair pose, Utkatasana, knees bend. Shift to toes, heels lift. Slow lower hips down to the heels. Reach the fingertips up and over. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hands plant, step back, hop back, flow through. When you meet in a down dog, we've got 1 more round. Come onto toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step, walk, hop. Top of mat, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to stand. Sweep it up. Chair pose, Utkatasana, knees bend, sit the hips low. Shift to toes, heels lift. Slow lower hips all the way to heels. Reach the fingertips up and over. Hands plant, vinyasa. Anything you like along the way. A little bit of spice, and then we'll move into some more flow. I want you to reach right hand across the body towards the left ankle, but don't grab onto it. So even if it's within your range, maybe play with reaching past your left ankle. Right hand towards or past left ankle. So you're using the strength of the core to move into this twist. Press the floor away from you with the left hand. Can you reach it an inch further? Or maybe half an inch. Right hand is going to stay lifted. We shift forward, 3-pointed plank. Reach the right hand to the front of the room. Side plank on the left side. Roll the outside edge of the left foot and the inside edge of the right foot to the floor. So both feet have contact with the floor. Left big toe is touching right heel. Bend both knees, pull the hips back to the heels. And then straighten the legs. 2 more times, knees bend, slide it back. Straighten, shift forward. 1 more time. Come back through to your plank shape, pause. Bend the elbows, lower halfway, chaturanga. Press back to the top, plank pose. Wave back, downward dog. Right to the other side, left hand reaches towards or past the right ankle. Press the floor away from you with the right hand. Pull the heart back. Maybe see if you can reach a little bit further into space. Bump the hips a little to the left. Press the floor away with the right hand. 1 more breath here. Shift forward, 3-pointed plank. Reach. If you feel the hips leaning right, can you shift a little bit more weight into the left foot? Side plank on the right side. Again, rolling to the outside edge of right foot, inside edge of left foot. Bend into both knees, pull the hips to the heels, and then slide it forward. 2 more times. Shift forward, close it out, plank pose. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Press it up, plank pose, and then wave back, downward dog. This time simply wave forward, high plank pose, and then wave back, downward dog 2 more times on your own. Next time you're in your plank pose, pause. We're gonna move right into our next sequence. It starts by lowering all the way down to the belly. The slower you go, the spicier that becomes. All right, a little bit of a funky start here. Can you bend into the right knee, squeeze right heel into the glutes? You're gonna reach the right toes behind you as you twist the right toes across the body to the left. Press into the hands, come all the way up to seated. Right foot plants onto the floor. So you're in kind of a skandasana setup. You can stay here or you could reach the hands out and even lift into a skandasana. Hips could lift from the floor. Very much just an option, of course. If the hips have lifted, lower them back down. Left hand plants at the top of the mat, like it would plant for down dog or plank pose or tabletop. Lift the hips up, wild thing. Right hand comes all the way to the floor next to the left. Pull the right knee to the right elbow and pause. Pigeon pose, right knee slides to the right wrist. This time keep the left knee lifted, left toes are tucked under. Welcome to stay here or walk the hands back by the hips. You could lift the hands. You could find a little bit of a lift and a lower. Drive into the right shin. Tuck the tailbone. Stay active into the legs here. Lower the hips all the way down. This time, swing the left leg around. Plant the left foot out in front of you. With or without the help of the hands, lean forward. Press into the right shin. Come all the way to stand. Right knee pulls up into the chest. Hands up by the shoulders, palms face forward. Don't miss this part, it's my favorite. Take a breath in. As you exhale, arms and right leg kick forward. Pendulum swing, right toes kick back, warrior 3. Bump the right hip down. Lift the right toes high. Pull the low ribs in if you want more arms to reach forward. Slow bend into the left knee, right toe step to back of mat, high crescent lunge. On your exhale, an open twist to the left. Reach the right fingertips forward and the left fingertips back. Again, using the strength of the core here to move into the twist. As you inhale, reverse left hand to the right thigh, right fingertips up and over. Reverse half moon pose. Shift your weight back into the left foot, right toes lift. Right hand down towards block or floor, left fingertips sweep up to the sky. Step the right toes to back of mat, open it up like you were gonna go to a warrior 2, but come right back down into a skandasana. Hips pull to the right heel, back of mat. Bend into the left knee as you crawl the hands back around to the top of the mat. Both hands on the inside of the left foot, come onto the right toes. Work the left shoulder underneath left knee to whatever capacity you can. This might be where you hang out, or you could lift arms to a T. You could work the hands to a bind, interlacing the hands behind the back. Drop the hips low. Drop the back of the right thigh up towards the ceiling. Right hand comes down to the floor. Open the left fingertips up towards the sky. Horizon lunge. Roll to the outside edges of both feet. Let the right hip drop down as left fingertips circle back. High to low a couple of times. Drive the hips up. And then lower the right hip to tap. 2 more on your own. Close it out, plank pose, step back, and move it through your vinyasa. Wave the spine forward, find your plank pose. This time we're gonna lower it to the belly together and it'll be for a count of 8. You can drop the knees to the floor if you need. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Right, left heel pulls into the glute, so bend at the left knee. You're gonna roll onto the right hip, left toes reach back behind you. Press with the hands to push you up all the way to seated into this kind of setup for Skandasana. You can stay here, or you could drive into the left foot and lift the hips for Skandasana. If the hips have left the floor, drop them back down. Plant the right hand at the top of the mat like you would for down dog. Drive into the feet and lift the hips up, wild thing, Kamakarasana. Left toes leave the floor. Left hand finds the mat. Pull left knee to left elbow, hold. Pigeon pose, left knee, left wrist. Right leg is extended behind, but again this time, can you stay tucked onto the right toes, stay lifted up through the right knee. Welcome to stay where you're at, or hands walk back by the hips. Hands could lift from the floor. We need to keep this active, a solid press into left shin, into the right toes. Could be a little lift and lower that happens here. Steady through the breath. Drop the left hip to the floor, sweep the right leg around, planting the right foot to top of mat. Here's where we lean our upper body weight out. You can use hands for help if you need to drive into the left shin. Right foot, come all the way to stand. Hands by the shoulders, breathe in. Exhale, kick it all out in front of you. Pendulum swing, warrior three. Right leg stays straight. Spine comes parallel with the floor. If you want more arms, reach out in front of you. Bump the left hip down. Low ribs pull towards the hip bones. Right knee bends, step back, crescent lunge. On your exhale, open twist to the right, left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. Option to slide into the reverse, right hand, left thigh, left fingertips up and over. Lean it all the way out, reverse half moon. So left hand finds the floor, left toes lift. Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana. We'll step right back, left toes to back of mat. Open it up like you were gonna go to a warrior two, but slide right past it, Skandasana. Hips pull to the left heel. Hands crawl around to the inside of the right foot, top of the mat. Welcome to stay here in your runner's lunge, or work the right shoulder underneath right knee. Could lift arms out to a T, could bring hands to interlace behind you. Release the hands, left hand finds the floor, right arm up and over. You're in a twist. So you're ready, roll to the outside edges of both feet, low horizon, soften the left hip down towards the floor. And then drive it up. Couple more times. Lower and lift. As you're ready to close it out, hands plant, step back, plank pose, and move it through your Vinyasa. We'll move through that sequence one more time. Again, it'll move quite a bit quicker, and we'll throw in a couple of options into the mix as well. Wave forward, find your plank pose. This time bend the elbows lower halfway, chaturanga. Press right back up, and then lower all the way down to the belly. Right knee bends. Roll onto the left hip, right toes reach behind you. Press yourself up to seated. If you'd like, you could lift up into a Skandasana. Hips lower, left hand plants. Drive the hips up, wild thing. Right hand to top of mat, right into your pigeon pose, right knee, right wrist. Keep the left knee lifted. Maybe the hands lift, maybe the arms reach up and over. Maybe it's a little bit of a back bend. Lower the right hip to the floor, left leg swings around. Plant into the left foot. Lift the hips all the way to stand, right knee to chest. Exhale, straighten right leg forward. Warrior three, pendulum swing, right toes back. Spine towards parallel with the floor. Left knee bends, right toe step to back of mat, crescent lunge. Take an in breath here. Exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale, reverse. Twisted half moon pose, right hand reaches out, right toes lift. Option this time to bend into both knees and let the right knee move towards the floor on the outside edge of the left foot. As the hips lower, it's possible that the right leg kicks off to the left. You're in a dragon squat. Left hand could hold onto right foot as an option, but if you release that grip, that's all good too. If you lower down, we lift back up, reverse half moon pose. Left knee bend, step back like you are going to warrior two, but take it straight to your skandasana. Slide it to the top of the mat, either your runner's lunge, snail pose, or if you'd like hurdler's pose, left knee or thigh could find the back of the left arm. You could lean it out, right toes could lift, left toes could lift, just options. Right toes plant if they've left the floor. We're moving towards the low twisted lunge, right hand plants. Left fingertips up and over. Low to high horizon a couple times on your own. Hands plant, step back, downward facing dog. Wave forward, plank pose, and move it through your vinyasa. Last time, last side through. Wave forward, plank. Same thing as we did last time. Lower halfway, press right back up. Lower all the way. As you get there, bend left knee, squeeze heel into the glutes. Left toes reach behind you, roll onto the right hip. Press all the way up to seated. Possible that hips lift, skandasana. Hips lower, right hand plants, top of mat, lift up, wild thing. Left hand finds the floor, pigeon pose, left knee, left wrist. Right knee is lifted, hands walk back by hips, or they lift, maybe they reach up and over. Maybe a little bit of a back bend here. Drop your weight onto the left hip, right leg sweeps around. Plant into the right foot, lean out. Come all the way to standing on the right foot, left knee to chest. As you exhale, kick the left leg out in front of you. Warrior three, left leg sweeps back. Right knee bends, crescent lunge, step the left toes back. Take an in breath here. Exhale and open twist to the right. Option to reverse, right hand, left thigh. Lean it all the way out, reverse half moon pose. Again, option to stay exactly here, or both knees bent. Left knee reaches to the floor on the outside of the right foot, and as the hips lower, it's possible that the left leg kicks off to the right side of the mat. Again, right hand can also hold on to the left foot. That is just an option. If you've lowered down, we lift back up to the top, reverse half moon. Right knee bends, left toes step back, sweep it around to the left, skandasana. Crawl hands to top of mat inside the right foot. Again, runner's lunge here, or the snail shape, or hurdler's pose, Ekapada Kundinyasana 2. Hands are shoulder width distance. You work right knee onto the right shoulder like a backpack strap. Lean it out, maybe right foot lifts, maybe left toes lift. Be in whatever shape you're in for 5, 4, 3, 2. Back towards your lunge. Left hand stays down, right fingertips sweep up and over. Last time here, high to low horizon a couple of times. Eventually, hands plant, step back, downward dog. Wave it through plank pose and move it through your vinyasa. When you get to your down dog, walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat so that you're in a forward fold at the back. You might even slide the palms underneath the feet, bringing the toes all the way to the wrist creases. If you've got a little bit more energy, this could be a time to play with your crow pose or your handstand, or hang out with me for a little moment of rest in this forward fold. Drop the weight of the head. Focus on the breath. Release the hands from underneath the feet. One vertebra at a time, roll your way all the way to stand. Reach the fingertips up and over. This will feel familiar. Chair pose, knees bend, palms to heart. Shift to the toes, heels lift. Lower the hips all the way to the heels, slow as you want to take it. When you get there, lean back. With or without the help of the hands, can you lower the knees to the floor? Come to standing on the shins when you get there, arms reach up and over. Cactus elbows, open heart. In breath, reach the arms up and over. Hands find the floor, downward dog. Right away, roll through to your plank shape. And then lower all the way to the belly. Right knee bends. This time reach the right hand around for the right foot, squeezing heel into the glutes. Left arm reaches long, out in front of you. You're welcome to stay exactly here. Tuck the tailbone. Be in the quad stretch, or you can spice it up by kicking into the right hand, lifting left toes and reaching the left fingertips forward, half bow. And release, let it go. Bend into both knees, windshield wiper the legs side to side a couple of times. And however you get there, we're headed back toward the downward dog. Hands plant. Could be a plank pose, an up dog. We repeat this all again. So walk the hands to the back of the mat, fold. This time right to it, roll your way up to stand. Reach fingertips up and over. Chair pose, Utkatasana, knees bend, slide palms to heart. Shift to toes, heels lift. Slow bend into the knees, lower the hips all the way to the heels. Lean back with or without the help of the hands. Knees find the floor. Come to standing on the shins, sweep the fingertips up and over. Cactus elbows, drive the hips forward, engage the glutes. In breath, hands to sky. Downward facing dog. Wave it right through, high plank pose. Slow lower all the way down to the belly. Left knee bends, left hand reaches around for the left foot. So heel squeezes to glutes, tuck the tailbone down. Welcome to stay here, reach the right arm forward. Could stay here or kick with the left foot into the left hand, lifting and reaching through the right hand and the right toes. And then let it go. Bend both knees, windshield wiper the legs. Hands under the shoulders, downward facing dog. We've got one more round of this. Walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat, forward fold. And roll it up to stand. Fingertips reach up and over. Utkatasana, chair pose, knees bend. Shift to toes, heels lift. Hips lower to heels. Lean back. Knees find the floor. Come up to standing on the shins. Arms up and over, and then cactus elbows, open heart. Or if you want a more traditional camel pose this time, hands find the low back. Or the heels. If you've gone into a deeper expression, be slow on the transition out as you sweep the fingertips up and over. And then hands find the floor, downward facing dog. One last time, wave through plank pose. Lower all the way to the belly. Bend both knees. Hands find the feet. Welcome to stay here, or bump the knees together. Flex the toes and kick into the hands. Pulling the heart through, broad across the collarbones. Drive the heels up towards the ceiling. Think of lifting the knees higher up off the floor. And release, let it go. Windshield wiper the legs, side to side. And then child's pose. Slide the hips to the heels. And walk the hands back towards you so you can come to seated on the shins, bump the knees together. Couple rounds of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to move towards the camera just so you can see me as needed. I'm cueing this with the right hand. You can of course mirror me with the left. Your thumb will close your right nostril. Your ring finger will close your left nostril, and we'll be alternating side to side. To start, empty out the lungs completely. So breathe out through the nostrils. Close down the eyes. Thumb closes the right nostril. Take a breath in through the left side. At the top, close the left and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Switch, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Switch, breathe out right. In through the right. Switch, out through the left. In through the left. Switch, out through the right. One more full round in through the right. Switch, out through the left. In through the left. Last switch, out through the right. At the bottom of your exhale, release the hands to the lap. Slow breath in through both nostrils. Hold the breath at the top. Maybe you sip in a little more. Hold. Open mouth, let it go. Breathe in all the way to the top. Your slowest breath through the nose until you're all the way empty. When you get to the bottom, hold your breath at the bottom. Which, by the way, will probably be a little bit more uncomfy than holding at the top. That is expected. Can you be there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Slow breath in, fill up. Sigh it out, let it go. Sit in the resonance of that for a moment as you allow for the breath to find its natural rhythm again. And as you blink the eyes open, come back to your mat, back to the room. We're gonna find one last deep stretch before we come onto our backs, and that will be a frog pose. So I'd suggest turning sideways so you're along the long edge of your mat. If you have a blanket or pillows, something for underneath the knees, sometimes that can feel supportive. You're gonna land to start in something like a tabletop. But then from here, we'll work the knees wider and wider and wider until you've kind of found the edge of your range here. Traditionally in frog pose, heels are in line with the knees and the toes point outward in either direction. But if that is too much, too intense, you're welcome to point the toes and pull them towards each other a bit, kind of like you would for child's pose. And then before we kind of settle into a place we'll hold, find a little bit of a shift forward and back. We haven't done a ton of movements in this kind of movement pattern for the hips yet, so be gentle with yourself. This can be an intense one. You can stay on the hands, or if and when you're ready, you could lower down to the forearms or wherever you can kind of land in your depth here. One more movement cue that I'll offer here is that we take cat-cow movements at the pelvis. So don't have to integrate the whole spine, but can you think of lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling? And then tucking the tailbone and pointing the tailbone down towards the heels. And it's just that lift and lower, the tilt of the pelvis. You might add to that little shift forward and back. And eventually you might find a particularly sticky spot that you want to pause in. Our nervous system does this really interesting thing when we find a stretch sensation, that it moderates how deep we are able to go into it. But sometimes after spending a couple of breaths here, we have a little bit more space that opens up to us to go further. So if you find at any point that you want to take the stretch a little deeper, or vice versa, that you need to come out, and listen to your body's cues. Two more cycles of breath here. As you're ready for the transition out, it could be a slide forward onto the belly. It could be a slow movement of the knees back towards each other. A child's pose. Eventually, we'll find our way all the way onto the back. As you get there, pull the knees into the chest. Find a little rock from side to side. We'll head into one final back bend for practice. Welcome to take bridge, wheel, could be supported bridge with a block. If you're with me, feet drop to the floor, hips width distance apart. Drive into the heels and lift the hips up. Bridge pose, again, option to bring hands up by the shoulders. For wheel, fingers point towards the feet. As you press into hands and feet, you drive the hips up high. And then slow lower back down the middle. As you find the bottom, walk the feet wide, drop the knees together, arms out to a T. And windshield wiper the legs from side to side a couple of times. Come back to the middle, pull the knees into the chest. This time keeping the right leg in, slide the left leg long to set up for your supine twist. Left hand to the right knee, guide the leg across the body. Inhale, come back through the middle, swap it out, left leg in, right leg long. Left arm to a T, and exhale into a twist. Come back through the middle, and slide the legs long. We're gonna finish out practice a little bit differently in honor of this gratitude practice today. So you can either stay on your back for Shavasana, or if you'd like to join me, I'll make my way up into a meditation seat. Either Shavasana or meditation seat is great. If you're coming up towards seated, grabbing something to sit up onto is suggested. But a brief little moment for meditation and or introspection. And there's a really important quality of the yoga practice which we call svadhyaya, which means self-study. And it acknowledges that in this practice we're not only here to move our bodies, but to attend to and attune to our mind states, the quality and quantity of our thoughts, and the understanding that our thoughts shape our internal world, and then it imprints, our internal world imprints onto our external world. It's that idea that what you think you become. And that your thoughts turn into the patterns that operate you. So for the purpose of today's practice, can we pattern in this quality of graciousness, gracious heart, gratitude, looking to see the good, seeking the positives. And not to say that the shadow side isn't there. That would be bypassing. But choosing, at least for this moment, to give our attention to what is good, what feels light, what feels in flow, hopeful, heartful. And so with that, maybe there's something that you call to your mind that you are grateful for, that you really truly feel to your bones grateful for. Knowing that gratitude is a magnet for good things. I hope you spend a little time in silence. And when you do make your transition out, be really slow and sweet and gentle. Can you offer up a little extra love to yourself, to your household, to your community circles, to the greater whole, as you go back out into whatever's next after this practice? Hands can either come to touch out in front of the heart. I thank you in a really, really big, deep way. I thank you for showing up to your practice and taking care of yourself in this way. And then bringing little drops of that goodness back out into the world with you. I'm grateful to practice with you, and I hope for more of it soon. Namaste.